So let me tell you some reasons why you should not take that ex back. Yes. Sometimes you're in a happy relationship with someone, you're showing them love and attention and affection and all of that, and they dump you for no reason, make you go through so much pain, and then boom, after a few months or few years, they are trying to creep back into your life. Now, it's not very healthy to take an ex back, especially an ex that dumped you, because somehow your self-esteem is, you're going to always see yourself like someone that was dumped, because it's not a good feeling, being dumped. So let me tell you some reasons why this ex will gradually want to sneak back into your life. So you need to watch this video until the end. So hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Real Talk with IJ. On here we'll talk about all things love, sex, and relationship. Make sure you check out all of my videos. I'm sure you find it really interesting, and make sure to subscribe before you leave. So let us talk about these reasons why some exes will want to come back into your life. Now, the biggest one on my list is they have discovered that the grass is not greener on the other side. That's the truth. Sometimes you might be in a relationship with someone and everything is going fine, but they are thinking like they are missing out on something out there. They're thinking that, I don't want to settle with you. I want to try something else. Okay, so they dump you and they go testing waters and, trying to look for where the grass is greener, forgetting that the grass is only greener where you take care of them and nurture them and water it. And by the time they have gone round and tried different people, they finally come back to you because they couldn't find someone better. One of the biggest reasons why an ex want to come back to you is because they have tested, they have tried, and they could not find someone that they could replace you with. Now, don't get me wrong, there will always be someone out there who is finer than you, richer than you, sexier than you, better in bed than you, but there will always be something about you, and it could be that one thing that they are seeking to find in another body and they couldn't find it. So the reason why they will come back is because they couldn't find somebody to replace you. Secondly, she might have noticed that you are doing better. When you're starting life, being humble, not having money and everything, you're trying to build with a woman. Sometimes a lot of people are impatient. They don't, want to stay with you during your trying times. Everybody just wants to enjoy life, flex, have parties and all of that. And you could be in your planting season. A lot of people are not very patient to wait for you in your planting season, so they will leave you. But now they can see that you're doing better, and that's why they're trying to come back. Okay, that's why they're trying to come back. A lot of time when your ex tries to come back into your life, look at your life and look at your past and try to compare. The truth of the matter is, always make sure that you grow. Always make sure that you get better. It's not even about an ex leaving you. Just make sure that your future is not, just always make sure that your past is never better than your future or your present. No matter what, whether it's an ex leaving you, whether it's you just make sure that your present is always better than your past. Because a lot of people that did not rate you back then will want to be with you because they can clearly see that you're doing better. Now, if it's a relationship, it's just the reason why they're coming back into your life. They're coming back into your life because you're doing better. Okay, you've done better for yourself. You're obviously looking finer. You're looking richer. You have some properties in your name. You have a better job. Bro, a lot of these people will come back because you are now the it girl or the it boy. Just watch out, okay, and decide if you really want to allow them come and reap where they did not sow. And thirdly, this one is not even really like a bad thing, but they have genuinely grown and now they want to be with you. Now they understand you better. And this also I can understand to an extent because, sometimes when you're in a relationship, you're not fully matured, like emotionally, mentally, and all of that. Sometimes you don't even know how to love. See, people will say a lot of people actually really grew after their 30s because you've dated a few people. Now you have more patience, you have more understanding, you have more experience. Okay, so sometimes an ex will come back into your life because they've had time to grow. Okay, they've had time to grow, they've had time to realize that life is not all about just sex, or life is not all about just spending money. It's all about communication, creating a bond, growing together, understanding and communication and all of that. Like, they might have genuinely had time to grow up. And now that they are grown, they realize that, okay, I actually messed up with this person, and they actually meant well for me and I didn't really see it. So they might come back to you or try to come back into your life because they have thought about it and they have given themselves enough time to grow, to realize what love truly should be, and not just what everybody think love should be. Okay, and now they've sat down and thought about it, and they're thinking, okay, you are the best person, and that's why they're trying to come back into your life. So it might not really, this is not really a bad thing. Okay, so just the major thing is, make sure you're on the same page with this person. Make sure that you still have genuine love for this person. Okay, make sure that you've forgiven them for dumping you and breaking your heart, and like you're genuinely ready to be on the same page with them. Make sure that you've also grown so that you're not going back into the relationship to, dump them also, so that it look like, oh, you did it to me, I'm doing the same thing to you. Okay, so make sure that you guys are on the same page and the relationship might just work out. Number 4 on my list is they can see that you're with somebody new. Now, this one is mostly like a woman thing, but I've seen men also react this way. Sometimes when you're with someone, they don't really respect you for who you are. They don't really see your potentials, okay? They treat you anyhow, commonize you, make you feel like you're nothing and like you should be grateful for them being in your life. And boom, you're with somebody else and they're seeing that, okay, he's actually a spec. Okay, sometimes people see you better from afar when you're now with somebody else. They see the kind of love you're giving and kind of love you're receiving, and they're like, you know what, I want him back. Yeah, so sometimes they might want to come into your life because now you're with somebody new and you are doing the person well, you're treating them well, and you're having the time of your life. Okay, so they might just want to come back because they can't stand the thought of somebody else having you. Now, when they were with you, they didn't see the potential, or they commonized you, like I said, and they didn't take you seriously. But now that it looks like this person is really enjoying all of you, they might be thinking in their head like, you know what, I want him back, because how come now everybody wants him? How come he's the fun person? And why is she with him? Like, I should be with him and all that. So sometimes she might want to come back to your life because your life is going smoothly with somebody else. So in this case, be very careful, because she might just be coming back just to validate herself. Sometimes it might be that they just want to get back their attention and prove to themselves that, you know what, yeah, even though he's with her, he still has a soft spot for me. So be very careful. It could be a game that they're trying to play. This one you have to be very careful, because they might just want to prove to themselves that they still have you wrapped around their hands or their fingers. So be very careful and be sure that you want to take the risks of leaving the person who's giving you happiness and going back to that ex, because personally, I would not advise you to do that. And last on my list is they could be having regret about just leaving you. That's the honest truth. Like, it might not even be about all of this and I've just mentioned. It could just be that they sat and thought about it and felt bad for the way they treated you and the way they dumped you and didn't appreciate you and all of that. And they might just really have big regrets and want to come back to you and try to rekindle whatever is lost. And sometimes it could be regrets as per all of the things I've mentioned. Okay, them noticing that you're doing well, noticing that you're with somebody else, testing the waters and not finding anything better than you. So the regret of leaving you and trying so many people, and now they just want to come back to you. It could just be that they have regret and they're second guessing the decision they took months ago or years ago or weeks ago. So make sure that you know what you want as a person, and make sure that if you want to go back to them. Okay, never allow yourself be a second option. Never allow yourself to be pushed and pulled by somebody in the name of love. If they dumped you once, they can dump you again. Because you're not very sure that if you give them a second chance, they won't do the same. What if you give them a second chance and they now eventually find somebody better again? Okay, or they now feel the need to want to try out something new again. So, like, just be very sure, okay, before you give your time again to someone who hurt you before, because if they can hurt you once, they can hurt you twice. Take it from me. I've seen it happen, I've experienced it, and I do not want you to go through the same kind of pain. Anyway, this is the end of the video for today, guys. If you're not yet on my Patreon, do well to subscribe to my Patreon. The link is going to be in the description box, okay? And do well to share this video and like it so every other person can see it. Now, until next time, keep living life, giving champs, and bye for now. Mwah.